Hi, this is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, your English teacher here to help you with your fluency. In fact, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe by pressing on the button here, because that way you'll always know when I've uploaded a new video. So what are we going to talk about today? I'd like you to gain confidence in asking questions, because many students have trouble asking questions. It's something that causes, yes, many people problems, and so they're not confident asking questions. Asking questions is much more difficult than answering them. So I'll share with you a document to help you see how you could practice. So if you see here, there is a document where I've highlighted a plain sentence in yellow. I traveled to the mountains to go skiing. Now, you can ask all kinds of questions connected to that. So, for example, why did you travel to the mountains? When did you travel to the mountains? How did you travel to the mountains? Who did you travel to the mountains with? Where did you travel to the mountains to? How long did you travel to the mountains for? How long did you stay in the mountains? How long did it take to get to the mountains? How fast did you travel to the mountains? So if you notice, the question format is pretty standard. All you have to do is change why, when, how, who, where, etc. And the standard form of the question remains. You may have to add a preposition, but if you take a plain sentence and repeat it with various formats, you'll notice that if you do it regularly, it'll become more natural, more spontaneous. And I recommend when you're reading a book, maybe to stop on a sentence and try this exercise, or when you hear something on a film, or when you're thinking about something whilst you're in the shower, when you read something in a magazine. Try and take a sentence and ask as many questions as you can, just to practice. But you have to do it out loud, because when you ask questions, you usually do it out loud. Now let's look at the second group. You can do this, of course, in all tenses. Here we have the present continuous tense. So, for example, she is buying some books on art history. Why is she buying some books on art history? When is she buying some books on art history? How is she buying some books on art history? Who is she buying books on art history with? Or also, who is she buying some books on art history for, which I hadn't considered. Where is she buying some books on art history? How many books is she buying on art history? How much is she spending for some books on art history? So you see, again, this is an auxiliary verb, whilst before we had a non-auxiliary, but it's always the same format. So you should try and pick a sentence, whatever the tense, and try asking questions, as many questions as you can. And you'll see that if you do that fairly regularly, it won't be so difficult. If you were only to do one of these exercises every day, the more you do it, the easier it gets, the more confident you become. And especially if for your work you have to maybe ask questions and then answer questions, you'll find that you won't feel so so stuck and so almost stuttering because you don't know how to form the question. So I recommend this kind of exercise. And if you found this exercise useful and you'd like to try out my free fluency exercises, the link to those is down in the description below. And if you find those useful, you could have a look on my website, because there are more of these on my premium courses. Okay, so I'll leave you now, and thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Do write some exercises that you think some questions as exercises that you think are interesting in the comments below, so we can see if you're practicing well. Okay, that seems to be all then. Bye. Bye for now. Bye-bye.